Hey guys, how's it going? Cameron here, and according to my PS4, it has been roughly 42 hours since I hit go on the Destiny 2.0 update download. It's about 20 gigs, and it just finished. However, what I do get is a boatload of changes to the base Destiny game before the Taken King comes out in a little under a week right now. So this is not about the Taken King expansion. All the juicy new content there is still to come. Now, a lot of what I'm going to show you guys is kind of stuck in the tower. There's not a lot of combat stuff involved. I mean, sure, weapons have been balanced. There's been a lot of that. But who really cares about that? It makes no difference. It's numbers on a spreadsheet. This is about the big stuff. Specifically, one thing I'm very excited about is the fact that bounties now have their own tab.
Updating schedules.
They're not part of your inventory, and you can't just store, I think it was 10 you could have before. Whatever it was not enough. They have now upgraded that to 16, and they're lumped in with the quests in the quests tab. So you can get a whole bunch of quests at once, and this is the best part. You don't have to go back to the tower or the reef or some kind of social hub to redeem them. You can redeem them out in the field, and you get the rewards immediately. We're living in the future. Sure, we have hover bikes and spaceships, but now we can redeem quests without going back to a person. That is truly the future, my friends. Now, besides that, we've got a couple other changes related to the inventory screen. You're still limited as to how many items you can have for each type of item. So you can only carry so many guns, you can only carry so many cosmetic items as well. So things like shaders that change the color of your armor. It used to be that if you wanted to carry more than Destiny wanted you to, you would have to delete or dismantle old cosmetic items, which you paid Glimmer for, but then they were just gone, and there was no way to get them back. Now, we have a new system called collections. This is only in the tower, it's not in the reef as of yet, but in the tower, you have these little kiosks next to the vendors that sell these cosmetic items, and you can go in and get back any single shader or emblem or anything, any cosmetic item that you already got, either by unlocking it or by paying for it. You can go back in and get it back into your inventory. Cool thing is too, you can actually see every cosmetic item that you can unlock. And it's not just the cosmetic stuff. You can also view all of your ships that you own in a kiosk. And the last kiosks that you can get, actually 2 kiosks, weapons and armor. Now this is not as great as it sounds. It's not every piece of armor or every weapon you've ever unlocked. It's only exotics, so the top tier stuff. But once you've unlocked an exotic, say you accidentally dismantle it, absolutely crushing. You can now get that back. That weapon, that piece of gear, you can get it back using the 2 kiosks that are in the main control room in the tower. Now, it's not free. Instead, you actually have to pay resources, a lot of glimmer and exotic shards from what I can tell. I'm not entirely sure where you get those from, probably a rare drop, but regardless, if you have them, you can get back anything that you've already gotten via a random drop or by purchasing it from someone like Xur. So that's very cool. I'm not going to show you how it works because I would kind of like to keep my hard light exotic weapon, the one that I've managed to unlock so far. There's one other kiosk or collection that is a little bit strange to me, and it's emotes. It's a little bit weird because at the moment, there are no other emotes that you can unlock, and I'm not entirely sure how you would get them, but in theory, you'll be able to swap them out and replace the point emote, is what I'm getting from this. Now, something else that's changed in Destiny 2.0, possibly the biggest thing, if you ask me, is the fact that your light level no longer affects your character's level. What does that mean? Well, I'll tell you. In Destiny, your character levels up by doing things. You get experience, and you go from level 1 to level 2 to level 3. You get better stats, more skills, and you can participate in more high-powered events and missions. But once you hit a cap, I believe it was around about level 20, you had to progress your light level, your experience. Things you did in game didn't affect your level at all. But now it's back to experience pushing you forward. And I think this is good because the only way to really boost your light level before was to get really ridiculously rare armor drops. Armor would have a light rating, and then you would combine all your armor's light rating to get a light level of 24 or 56 or whatever it was. Armor no longer has a light level associated with it, because those drops were so difficult to get. You had to grind so hard. I played a ton of Destiny and I still only managed to get a couple levels by getting my light level up. It was so difficult to hit cap. Now, it's not. It's pure experience. And you can actually see right here, just in my first few minutes of playing Destiny 2.0, during a patrol mission on Venus, I managed to complete a mission, and as a result, I leveled up to level 30. So big, baby's first level 30. Thank you very much. I'm very proud of myself for that. But the point is, it was entirely done with experience, not light level. Now your light level is still there, but the way you get your light level is it combines the attack and defense of all of your weapons and armor and gives you sort of a global number that basically describes how good your equipment is. And the higher your light level, the more of basically a bonus you get from it. You'll perform better in game. Now something else you'll notice is the fact that the speaker back in the tower now sells something very interesting. He sells ghost shells. He sells ghost shells down by the seashore. And they do more than just cosmetic things. They give you bonus stats. Your little white ghost that you start with gives you a bonus defense of 3, but I was able to get a ghost that gave me not only a boost to, it was either my discipline or my strength, but it also gave me 140 defense. That's huge. So that contributes to your light level as well, and it makes your ghost look all pretty and unique to you. And speaking of Ghosty, well, he sounds completely different now. You might have heard that they were replacing the Dink, Peter Dinklage. He's gone.
Let's pick up his trail. His last known coordinates are up ahead.
He was the original voice of the Ghost, and he's gone now. You might have noticed that the Ghost was oddly silent during all of the other expansions. And now they've replaced Peter Dinklage with Nolan North, who, if that name doesn't sound familiar, his voice should. Maybe not in this case, because he's a little bit roboticized, but he has played Nathan Drake in the Uncharted series, and he's played countless other voices throughout video games. He's a cool dude. He's got a good voice, and this is what Ghosty sounds like now.
Vex activity here has been escalating lately. I wonder if that's thanks to us or the Taken.
Well, you sound perky, don't you? You sound very pleased with yourself. You're a very positive sounding ghost, at least from what I've gathered so far. They actually re-recorded all of the dialogue for the base game, and I think they're injecting new dialogue in as well. So there's a reason to go back and replay or start a new character and replay the entire original campaign and see what Ghosty sounds like now. Some people, in fact a lot of people that I've talked to, don't like the Nolan North version of Ghost's voice as much, which is weird because people also didn't really like Peter Dinklage's voice for the Ghost as much, if I recall correctly. There's a lot of outcry over that wizard came from the moon, widely believed to be one of the worst delivered lines in video game history, if not all history, which was subsequently removed and then added back into the game, which was interesting. But I don't know, I kind of like his voice so far.
Well, I think you got your point across.
Now, besides all the big, fancy stuff, there were a bunch of little changes too. You might have noticed that Eris Morn has relocated from the kind of sidelines of the courtyard back at the tower to now right outside the control room. She's got her own little setup there, and she looks very happy, or as happy as Eris can look. Drop rates for a whole bunch of things have been changed. You'll get better stuff more often, basically, which is always a good thing. There are fewer different kinds of currencies and materials to craft and upgrade things, so it's simplified quite a bit. There's also a new reputation that you have to manage back in the tower, and it's the gunsmith. You can get what are essentially free weapons that are probably not as good as they could be.
Let's get started.
But if you use those weapons in Crucible matches, you will get a better reputation with him. You're essentially field testing new weapons for him. So you improve reputation, and I can only assume that means he will sell you better and better stuff. So that's all the big stuff for Destiny 2.0. There were a bunch of tiny little changes here and there. I'll put a link to the full patch notes if you want to go through those down in the description. It's really just going to be a waiting game now until The Taken King comes out on September 15th, and I will be sure to, of course, post a video detailing my findings of all of the new content that's there. I'm very much looking forward to that. I know Destiny gets a lot of hate from a lot of people, but gets a lot of love from a lot of people too, and I'm one of those people. I like Destiny, especially whenever there's something new. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I've got a bunch of new content coming out very soon, not just Destiny, but a whole bunch of other juicy things in the video gaming world. So if you want to be notified when that new stuff comes out, hit the subscribe button wherever it is on your screen, and that'll come right to your inbox. I'll see you guys next time. Catch you later.